Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Adventure Comics 111, The Whizz Quiz Club, which is difficult for me to say and also just doesn't feel great rolling off the tongue. This is a story that feels like the past sins of Superman storytelling coming back. As to say, in an easier way or simplified way, it feels like an old fashioned Superman story, and not in a good way. God, no, not in a good way. The Whizz Quiz Club sees a guy who keeps getting fired from marketing. He's been fired from a donut company. He happens to be friends with Jack, the Daily Planet reporter that was introduced in the last issue, who's going to be here for at least one more issue, if not two or three more. He doesn't last for very long, but he's here. Through Clark talking about school stuff, our former marketing guru comes up with the idea of a radio show where he will not get permission for trying to get a sponsorship, but claim he has $1,000 reward for whoever wins the competition, I guess. So Clark and his friends on this team are going to compete on it. So far, okay, not like a thrilling Superboy story, but it's got some setup. The problem is because he has no sponsorship and he's just trying to get sponsorship, he doesn't have that $1,000 to reward them if they win. No prize money. So they kind of have to lose. So he comes up with like crazy questions like how many hairs are on the tail of a lion. Unfortunately, Clark is on this team, and of course Clark is Superboy, bright blue costume, red cape. It's been a while since I've said that. And he can actually count the hairs on a lion tail, even though that wouldn't be consistent. So the guy lies about the answers, so they're not getting it right, until Superboy basically tortures him into revealing that he's been lying the whole time. Hey, that does sound like an early Superman story. If you remember from early Superman stories, Superman usually would just grab the guy at the end and throw him about in different feats, like putting him over his shoulders and then jumping up on electric lines. Yeah, that was a way he dealt with things, essentially terrifying the guy without actually hurting them. Psychological torture, kind of like what Batman does, but a little more fun uh, than the legitimate waterboarding or hanging a guy from a tall building that Batman does. I can't actually say if I know Batman has actually waterboarded somebody, but it doesn't feel out of character for him. And that just feels wrong when it comes to Superman. It's really weird, and especially weird for the child to like throw the guy in with the lions. I guess he's standing there the whole time, but it's still particularly wrong, and it just feels wrong for the resolution of a Superboy story. Aggressively a Superboy story, which is definitely for children. I mean, it's all for children, but this one specifically is written very much for children. Because children love it when disgraced marketing execs get thrown into lions. I mean, I would have loved that. Guess I'm coming around on the story. Everything is easily resolved with the donut company actually liking the show, so they give the sponsorship and $1,000. So I guess the end message of this comic is don't wait for permission, just do, and everything will work out fine. Oh dear, that's also terrible for children to learn. Uh, ooh. I honestly have nothing really good to say about this comic. It's short, but it's still too long for a Superboy story, which was working at 7 pages. It's just progressively mean-spirited. And Superman is not a mean-spirited character. Okay, that is it from Adventure Comics 111, The Whizz Quiz Club. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story, either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow? And seriously, the love of quiz shows, radio shows, coming up in Superboy, and I know they were popular at the time, is going to get ridiculous. Okay, have a great day.